Exactly. So, I mean, it happened. So it's not like it's something where the Bruins are saying to themselves they need the number one spot so bad. Like, let the Rangers, the Rangers are going all full throttle for it. And, that hurts sometimes later on when you need that energy in the playoffs. And then you killed your guys during that stretch run just to win the number one spot.
All right, now we're going to change gears here.
Stevie Johnson.
Yes, I'm wearing his jersey currently, and I'm sure you know how big of supporters we are of Stevie Johnson. You said after the meeting that they had the other night that the deal is done. We assume you meant in parameters.
Yeah, the parameters are basically done. Should be a 6 or 7 year deal. Some issues now with the, obviously the lawyers get involved with the wording of the contract. Some bonus money, see where that's going to be allocated from, is it going to be all of, what percentages up front or whatever like that. Plus, they want to hold off just in case for salary cap purposes for now to see if any other signings are going to do before the, before free agency starts, so they know how to word certain things so they could get more space this year if they wanted to.
So, the deal was as productive as it was made out to be by Stevie Johnson, the agent, and so it should be done by sometime this week, correct?
Yeah, by the end of the week, it should be done. From what I hear, my word is it's a formality. It's basically done.
Well, that's good news for
he will be a Bill, and I already said to all the Buffalo followers that he's actually one of the guys that I was very impressed. His maturity level needs probably a little bit more work on, but as in the field, getting it done, I mean, he killed Revis that one game, which, is hard to admit, but he did. He killed Revis, and he should have actually won the game, but he dropped that, the last pass. But other than that, he'll be a Bill for probably the next 5-6 years. I mean, even obviously NFL contracts don't mean crap with the years on it, but he should be a Bill wide receiver for a long time. Probably the best wide receiver the Bills have had since Andre Reed.
Now, what did you hear money wise? You said 6 or 7 years, correct? Someone was saying that I wasn't sure if it was Thurman Thomas or you. There was some confusion on message boards who said it was for
Thurman Thomas. Somebody tweeted me that he said about. I don't really have the numbers in front of me, but
it was somewhere around $10 million a year contract, and I was like, "That's ridiculous." Because Colson's asking for $7 million, and no offense to Steve Johnson, but Colson's
my numbers aren't. See, that's the thing. You can't get into numbers yet because you don't know how much he's getting up front with the signing bonuses. That's all that really matters.
For me, what I think what's going to happen this year is they're probably going to give Johnson a bunch of money up front.
That's the thing.
They rolled over the cap. If they give him a bunch of money up front in a year where they have they're going to have they had around $19 million before, and they rolled over. I think they had close to $21 million, or it's somewhere near $40 million, where they're going to have $40 to $30 million in cap space. If they pay him a large amount of money now, they can have him for what? $3-4 million a year if they give him, a good chunk of change.
Someone
now.
Just did that. I think it might have been the Jets who did that with the Brickashaw's contract.
Yeah, the Jets got about they rolled some back, so they got about another $7.5 million in space. But the Jets were right up against the cap.
Oh yeah, I know.
They only have about, I don't even know if they have $10 million under the cap, even after the Brickashaw rollback. I'm not too familiar with the Bills cap.
There's a lot of space, isn't there?
19,
they have a lot of
space.
That's what they're waiting for. That's why things aren't announced. People are like, oh, why didn't they announce? Because they NFL teams wait, man. They got to know what they want to spend. Obviously now the cap numbers didn't go up as much as people thought it would. So now,
didn't it say it stayed basically the same? Correct?
Yeah, it went up. I don't even know if it went on maybe $1 million or something. It was basically nothing. So it's just everybody's in a holding pattern, and they're probably going to make, like you said, they're going to give them more upfront money, so the cap number isn't, a huge hit. So they could have, have more money, to spend. I think maybe the Bills too are going to be in it with Mario Williams if he's not franchised. I mean, obviously that's the big thing, because nobody knows who's going to get franchised, who's not. If he's franchised, then obviously they're not going to be in it. But if he's not, and they franchise Foster, expect the Bills to be in that in that ballpark with Mario Williams.
I'm hearing $16 million for Williams. I don't know if we talked about this last time, but I believe $16 million average a year. Do you think that's fair for him, or would you think it'd be better to go after a guy? I would project Mark Anderson was someone who I say would fit well in the Bills system, and you'd probably only have to pay about $7 million for him. I mean, then you could work on other things for this team. What do you think about that situation? Would you go after a Mario Williams, or would you go after a second tier?
Personally, I wouldn't go after Mario Williams at that amount.
Yeah, I think it's ridiculous.
That's personally, but I think there's some connections on the Bills staff with Mario Williams. Not too sure. Somebody was saying somewhere I heard some connections. They want, they definitely are focusing on him maybe. So I'm not sure if they're thinking the same thing. Maybe they get a little discount. Who knows? Doubt it. But like you said, I would more be cost efficient, especially on defense, where you could spend at other spots that the Bills probably would need some help at.
All right. Before we let you go, Bob, we hear you have a radio program now. You actually had Adam Schefter on it, I believe, your first week. So we'll plug yourself on that one.
Yeah, you've been on our show enough. You can plug yours
here.
Yeah.
I'm on do a radio show now for sportshouting.com. You can get them on
the interwebs.
They got their little site right there, sportshouting.com. Do the show on Thursdays between 7 and 8. And basically, we're probably going to have another show this week. We're doing once a week right now to start it off, probably during playoff time. Once the NBA playoffs start, probably going to start doing it 2 or 3 times a week. And check it out. We had Adam Schefter on the first week, Tommy D, good blogger for the New York Knicks. Last week we had Carl Banks. So that's some good guests so far. Get another guest this week. And it's good. It's a good spot where you guys could call in and everything and talk about whatever you want to talk about, all 4 sports.
Hey, if you ever need a guest that's an expert in Buffalo State hockey or football, you got your men right here.
All right. Definitely keep you guys in mind. I got to get somebody from Buffalo on once the free agency starts. I know the Sabres, you guys did good with the Sabres today. I like the moves the Sabres did. They could possibly make a run for the 8th spot. I mean,
I'm hoping they're making a run for the second position in the draft, quite frankly.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. A lot of the Canadian fans, Montreal Canadian fans and Sabre fans are like, no, we don't want to make the playoff. And you got us, the Islander fans, and we're like, we're trying to make the playoff.
Yeah, you guys were like what we were, right before the 05-06 season.
Before the lockout.
Yeah, when we were like, I don't even care if we get eliminated in the first round. I mean, look, I didn't experience the playoffs from when I was 9 years old all the way, which I really wasn't a big sports fan at that point. I became a big sports fan the first season Bledsoe got here until the Sabres made the season in 2005. So that's a good 6 years in my life where I didn't even know what playoffs were.
And that's all Buffalo has playoff-wise, considering the Bills.
I think the last playoffs we had were against your Bills. I mean, not your Bills, but your Sabres. If I'm thinking correctly, the last time the Islanders made the playoffs.
Oh, that was when the Sabres were the one. Yeah, the Sabres were the one.
I think it was either the Senators or the Sabres. I know it was the last time the Islanders.
I think that was the 06-07 season when the Sabres were the 1, Islanders were the 8.
I think we made it on the last day.
And
made it on the last day.
Dubowitz was the goalie.
Dubowitz won in New Jersey. We beat out Toronto, and we made the playoffs. And guys got some phantom goals in the Coliseum.
And then, Yashin had a...
And they were throwing all this stuff on the ice. Yeah.
Yashin got he was about to score on Miller, but Miller made one of the most incredible saves I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Which is a rarity. But anyways, Bob, we'd like to thank you a lot. Guys, make sure to tune in to Incarcerated Bob's radio show Thursdays from 7 to 8 on... what's the website again, Bob?
sportshouting.com.
Tune in there. Follow him on Twitter at Incarcerated Bob. We'd like to thank him. Always a great guest, Bob. Thanks for sharing your rumors with us.
Thank you, guys.
Hope to hear from you soon. Thanks.